Stapleson. How are you guys doing? Reading the comments, reading the comments. Okay, a lot going on. Uh, Man, I got the news at my lunch break over the night. But apparently Donald Trump is going back to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. What? What? I thought he stopped going to those. I remember 15 years ago when Obama dissed him real hard. If you don't remember, there was a guy named President Hussein Obama, and Donald Trump would use that language. You specifically still calls him Hussein Obama to trigger that fear reflex in the MAGA cult, and they're like, "I like a guy named Don Hussein. That sounds like an enemy." Um, but I remember when Barack dissed Donald so hard that Donald Trump had no other choice but to run for president and defeat Barack Obama through his puppet, Hillrod Clinton. It's all WWE wrestling. That's really what it is, you know. And I'm gonna play that audio for you. But I guess Donald, who knew? Donald, that was the news I got last night. What'd you get? This is like Donald Trump accepts his triumphant return to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, first time in 15 years. And I think it went off without a hitch. I think it went off without a hitch. Thank you for the super chat, Jess. I'm supported by viewers like you. I don't take corporate money. This channel is independent satire. If you like your satire, independent, virtual, it's more of like a village, virtual village satire. It's virtual entertainment. And if you don't want big comic like Joe Slow Rogan, Andrew Schultz, Russell Brand, you know, I didn't take that big comic money. I'm not compromised by Spotify and Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and all the debanking people that you goes on Joe Rogan, and who else is compromised? All those people. Bert Segunda, Bert Kreischer, Tom Seguro. Who else are in those Man Cave Bears? Who are the Man Cave Bears? You know, all those comics. Theodore von Honstempel. Theodore Von takes the big corporate, big comic money. If you like your comedy fucking raw, baby, like goddamn ODB, you can support the channel. You could hit subscribe, you could hit like, you could share this with a friend. Be like, yo, I'm giving you this comedy raw, baby. Actually, don't do it like that. Don't do it like, don't send me to one of your friends saying I'm giving you some raw comedy. You know, don't do that. Be like, hey, you give them a clickbait title, make them click. So thank you, Jess. Thank you to all the members in here. I appreciate you guys supporting this channel. It means a lot to me. So appreciate my members. Appreciate all the super chatters. You guys are the shit. Yeah. So, man, it isn't even a question anymore. Trump did a false flag operation to justify the ballroom. Wait, what happened? What? I thought he just accepted a royal invitation to the White House Correspondents' Dinner and everything went off without a hitch. We'll play some audio. But first, I'm just going to play, I don't know if you guys have heard of Barnaby Jones. If you like good comedy, you better hit subscribe and like and share. Good comedy. Do you guys know Barnaby Jones? They got a great song. You guys know Barnaby Jones? I don't know what it was. Something happened last night at the White House Correspondent, and we're going to get to the bottom of it, guys, today. Today is a never-ending moment in time, just so you know. I just mean in the present, we're going to get to the bottom of it. And technically, the present is never-ending. There is no future. There's just this present, now this present, now this present, now this present. That's all we have is the present. And there's no past. So in the present, we will eventually figure this out. I'm pretty sure I can trust in all our brains to work together. What's up, Stephenson, Nurse Rod? Billy Graham is a loser. Absolute loser. According to physics, there's a past. Prove it, Rick Young. Prove it. Prove it, Rick Young. According to physics, there is no past. That's just old present times. God. Didn't you take old present times in school? You might have known it as history class, but it was actually old present times. The older present times. Treat that like button like you would a twatsy's face and hit it. I'm the most banned on YouTube. Okay, in that case, we're going to not add to your record. Everybody just ignore Second Coming. Don't. Just let them want that title even more. Obligatory reminder that MAGA is not human. They're not. They're just like little Donald Trump minions. They just have a personality that is like him on a worse level. You know, because he's got a little bit of that riz that he likes to give those MAGA makeover ladies. Jesus loves you too. Well, it depends. I don't know. Are you a filthy capitalist? Because Jesus does not like the capitalists. Go read about when he was chasing out the people, turning his father's house into a den of vipers. Jesus pays me to do his taxes every year. Jesus did pay his taxes. Give to Caesar what is his and give to God what is his. Again, the Bible. The past is an existing part of the universe. Oh, goddamn, Rick Young. We have stuff to talk about, but if you want to debate me on the past, then all right. We'll do it. Pick a time and place. Just kidding. There are no times and place. It's only the present. I won. I just won. I just won. I just won. I just won. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I like to start off with some music. I forgot. If you haven't heard of the band Barnaby Jones, Barnaby Jones has a great song out. Just want to play this. I don't know. I was feeling this. It's a good band. You should listen to this song. Absolutely hilarious band.
Did you know that it's illegal to say, "We should kill the president"? Legally assisted. It's only American. Wanna kill the president? We should kill the president. Legally assisted. It's only American. Wanna kill the president? This is how the world ends. He's beating on my best friends. And I don't think I'll be content. Just wanna kill the president. I don't wanna believe it, but I think that it perfectly
Hello, filthy, miserable dirt peasants. I can't seem to find my very impressive castle. Maybe you see it?
That is Barnaby Jones. You should check them out. They're on YouTube. Amazing group. Amazing group. I love sarcasm. I do too. Somebody said, hold on, is that it? No, hold on. Where is my thing? Where's my thing? This is it. I wasn't gonna play this audio. I was gonna save this for tomorrow. Oh, I got some more music for you too in a minute, and we're gonna go through a great article by Trump's niece that was written before the White House Correspondents' Dinner. She also tweeted this. So weird Donald didn't stand up, ask for his shoes, defiantly raise his fist, and say, fight, fight, fight. I wonder what happened. We'll get into it. And then I want to play for you the last time he was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Do you guys remember this guy? Remember him? He was funny. He was a funny dude. Hold on. So the person that... Hey, where'd that go? Where'd my thing go? Whatever. I'll just put this picture up. You know what he looks like. VIP table, bitch. So the person that said he's a very smart boy. Did you guys hear the audio of him talking about Greece? Hold on. This is so funny.
Do you have any response?
No, it's really nice. I mean, Greece has been very supportive, actually. Greece has been terrific. He's a terrific guy. Because he
Greece is a terrific guy. You guys all know that.
understands the importance of it. You know, oil goes up a little bit. I hate it. You know, I was the one that had it down to $60 a barrel.
Greece is a great guy. Maybe he thinks he's talking about Stavros Halkias, the comic, and he just refers to him as Greece, which is funny in itself, but I don't think that's what he was doing. Yep. Very smart boy. A very smart boy. Did you guys hear this song? Did you guys hear this one? This is the only thing like AI has become worthwhile for. You know. This is it. I have to have it sped up because you know this goddamn MAGA Rob Van Winkle down in Florida is, you know, gonna tag my vid. So if you could hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with a friend if you want to become a member or you want to super chat. I appreciate the support because I'm trying to play this stuff for you guys, man. I've already seen this. It's hilarious.
All right, stop. Forget the phones and listen. Donnie's back with an ancient invention. Do this. If you need public support, just make your own hit and treat it as a sport.
Was it ever real, yo?
Hell no, but people like to root for the underdog, so if you need a problem, yo, just fake it. Create a spectacle and let the lefties take it. Now that the psyop
Now that the psyop is pumping.
is pumping, everyone's hype and reporters are jumping.
You can find that online. You can find that online. What is that? Oh, by the way, here's your weekly class war update. Because it's a class war, it's not a culture war. What I want you guys to ask yourself when anything in the news like this happens, all you got to say is, whose interest does this serve? Whose interest does this serve? Let's see. Donald Trump's ballroom just got shut down by a judge. We know his secret bunker ballroom that he's using probably to funnel money to his, I don't know, private Qatari bank account. His Bitcoin data center ballroom, the Epstein Memorial Ballroom. I think that's what we're calling it. Sorry. That was just shut down. So again, whose interest does this serve that as soon as he gets on a mic, he cracks a mic, he's like, testing. This is why we need a ballroom. All of the politicians, open your ears, condemn the violence, and say, ballroom, go. Ballroom, go. You know what I mean? Whose interest does this serve? But because this is a class war, I wanted to teach you something today that most of you just work harder, little new to earth people don't comprehend, is that you need to earn $8,600 a week to have the same spending power a full-time minimum wage kid at a car wash in July 1971 was making. That's how good we're doing. Are we great yet? We're not. We're horrible. You have to be making $8,000 a week, 32,000 a month. I mean, I knew this shit, but it's just good to see other people putting it out there. So yeah, just work harder until you could, maybe work 14 minimum wage jobs every hour of the day and don't sleep. And then you could be earning what them kids in fucking 1971 were earning. Idiots. All right. So let me take you through the history here. I'm going to take you through some history. Okay? A long time ago, in a land not far away. Hold on. The swine is in the chat. Let me address this. Please take the meds as requested by your doctor. Pigsy, swine hog. I'm on Trump RX and he jacked up the prices 600%, so I can't afford prescriptions anymore. Going to a doctor and getting to afford your medication in America is a luxury. You should support universal health care. You swine hog. You hog snarfer. You should support universal health care so everybody who needs medication should take it. I'm all for that. And it seems like your language wants people to be able to see doctors and take medication so your jokes fall. You want your jokes to fucking start landing. Maybe be like, hey, we should get some universal health care. We should have prescriptions capped. And fuck it, we shouldn't have these huge corporations, quadrupling and quadrupling their prices here in America. So I can land a couple of jokes on these leftists, man. But your jokes don't work, because, here in America, it's a fucking luxury to go to the doctor, man. And we don't even want to get into, prescription costs. Why do you think Donald Trump was lying to you about taking 600% off prescriptions? Because here in America, if somebody says that to you, they're like, oh my God, prescriptions are so much. Could you please cut them down 600%? Even though that means the company would be paying me. So thank you, Hog Snarfer, for the comment. But you got to update your material, buddy, because everything's... Did you not see the last post I put? Did you not fucking... Can you not read? Oh, no. This poor bastard can't read. This poor dummy can't read. Wait, where's my tweet? That's not it. This poor dummy can't read. Bro, to earn what a fucking kid working minimum wage in 71, we have to be earning $8,000 a week. Can you not read? Oh shit, he can't read. Oh, that's why he's making poor jokes. Ask the orange man where the tariff and Doge checks are. Yeah, and then you'd be able to afford one prescription on Trump RX. One prescription. Okay, so in the interest of interests, we have to start. I'm going to take you guys back to the old present. Rick Young, are you still here? Some people call it the past. I don't know if the past exists. I just think it's old moments that are no longer the present. But I'm going to take you back 15 years ago to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where a man named Barack Hussein Osama bin Bukele Maduro Obama. His full name is Barack Fidel Castro Che Guevara Michael Parenti Obama, made a joke at Donald Trump's expense. And Donald Trump is the thinnest skin. That's why you see him cake on that makeup on his face. He has to cake the make. He has to cake the make because the thin is so skin. The skin is so thin. So I'm going to play a little bit of this for you to take you back to how this all started. How we went 15 years without this guy going to this dinner, and why last night he went, and all of a sudden something happens? That's weird. Well, I guess you believe in coincidences. Okay.
My official birth video.
So he's releasing his birth video. Now let me fast forward a little bit because this dude talks so slow. Good God.
In 50 years. Not even me. But let's take a look.
That was a good joke. That's Obama saying, I'm releasing my birth video. I haven't seen it in 50 years. And then he plays the fucking Lion King. Obama had more riz than Donald Trump. And that's why Donald Trump was spurned to hell. He was like a woman scorned. He was like, oh, this black man is not going to make fun of me in front of a crowd. I'm going to destroy everything. I'm burning it all down. He's like, who's that? Remember when Deion Sanders was dating, was it Left Eye from TLC? And they got into an argument and she threw all his shoes in the bathtub and lit it on fire, and then the house caught on fire. That's like Obama and Donald Trump. Oh, hold on, I can't play more of that. That's Disney stuff. Well, hold on. And by the way, Donald Trump's not happy in the crowd.
Back to square one. I want to make clear to the Fox News table, that was a joke.
15 years ago. He's like, I gotta tell Fox News, that was a joke, guys. That was a joke. You don't need to run headlines tomorrow.
That was not my real birth video. That was a children's cartoon. There's a vicious rumor floating around that I think could really hurt Mitt Romney. I heard he passed universal health care when he was governor of Massachusetts.
For all the people who call Obamacare a disaster, just so you know, and so you get that joke, Obama said, I heard Mitt Romney passed universal health care in Massachusetts, because Obamacare was actually Romney Care, which Romney implemented in Massachusetts as like the testing grounds for this. Again, it's a right-wing think tank, the Heritage Foundation, who came up with this fucking absolute disgrace of a healthcare system instead of universal healthcare. So if you want to know what the Affordable Care Act did, well, we're experiencing it right now. But who brought us that? The same people who brought you Project 2025. Mitt Romney put it here in Massachusetts first, and then Obama put it through with all Republicans okaying it. So everyone who's like, this is a Democrat thing, it's not. It's the Heritage Foundation. And Obama was joking about that, what was this, 15 years ago?
Mitt Romney. I heard he passed universal health care when he was governor of Massachusetts.
Ha 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 ha. This is a class war. The Democrats and the Republicans are laughing at you that you don't have universal health care and that they let the Heritage Foundation fucking write your health care system.
And I know just the guy to do it, Donald Trump. Is here tonight. Now I know that he's taken some flack lately, but no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
Trump not happy that Obama's being like, yeah, why don't you get back to your important work?
All kidding aside, obviously we all know about your credentials and breadth of experience. For example,
this is so cold because Donald just wants to be known as a very real business boy. I mean, his time in the White House is proven he's, none of that. He's a spoiled, entitled, rich kid with very thin skin. That's why he packs on the makeup. But this is one of the best roasts. Like, I don't know if Jeff Ross could have done any better.
Seriously, just recently in an episode of Celebrity Apprentice.
Let me play the whole thing again because this is cold.
About your credentials and breadth of experience. For example, no, seriously, just recently in an episode of Celebrity Apprentice, at the steakhouse, The men's cooking team did not impress the judges from Omaha Steaks. And there was a lot of blame to go around, but you, Mr. Trump, recognized that the real problem was a lack of leadership. And so ultimately you didn't blame Little John or Meatloaf. You fired Gary Busey. And these are the kind of decisions that would keep me up at night.
That's good God, man. Oh my God. That is so cold. So that was April 30th, 2011. 15. Oh, wow. Yeah, almost exactly 15 years ago. And goddamn, did that spurn him. He is not a good sport. If you're wondering how he takes anyone joking with him, not a good sport. I guess unless you're Howard Stern joking about like banging your daughter, he's not a good sport. But that is Barack, Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, Maduro, Obama. You remember him? He was a former president. And we fast forward to last night, and it's the glitz, the glamour, the red carpet's out. You know what I mean? Everybody is looking like they usually do, like very rich people. Everybody's, very much. Oh shit! Did I not get the? Hold on, I have to find. Here, I'm gonna play. What's her? Caroline. I'm gonna play Caroline for you. Her hype and lead up to last night, where you see the very dapper couple. Very dapper couple.
Rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper himself. So it's a lot of his own work.
Hold on. I want to find this audio.
Space 44.
Oh, shut the... God damn, everything is AI. Hey, do you want AI to record everything for you? Hey, do you want AI to do this for you? Hey, do you want AI? Hey. Oh, come the fuck on, man. Just play the audio. Ah, here it is. Right. Okay. Alright, so you heard what they alluded to. Illusion. Every Republican hard drive should be checked. By who, soup and poop? By who? Who's gonna, we the people, or do we have the IT time to check all their hard drives? What I'm saying, that's a great suggestion. That's a great suggestion. Everyone who was pardoned from J6 is basically reoffended with a worse crime. But the thing is when you got people like Donald Trump's criminal attorney running the DOJ and Cash App Patel, who's like, there's nothing to investigate here. Like, who is going to check these people? They're not investigating the Epstein files. They're not doing laws for their club. And their club is all the politicians, the Dems and the Repubs, and all their donors and all the corporate masters. They're not doing laws for them. They're like, guys, you're free to go. Go and do what you'd like. You can murk everybody with AI auto signatures. We don't care. So great suggestion, soup and poop. They should have their hard drives checked, except the thing is by who? They don't care about laws anymore. They don't. Unless, whose interest does it serve? That's going to be the recurring theme. Whose interest does it serve? Hold on. This fucking cat. Sorry, goddamn kitty. I feel like Bubbles in Trailer Park Boys. These kitties. These kitties. Can you just calm down? Oh, and when people say like, oh, I want to see the powerless of who Hunter handed a crack pipe to. You don't care. Donald Trump Jr. is doing like rails with Pete Hegseth, you know, all day long, and then doing podcasts. And did you see the video of Pete like with the old coked out jaw? Like, dude, no, you don't care. Shut up. You know, nobody cares what drugs they're doing, you know, unless they're prescription ones, and we want to know what they paid for them. Like, they're all addicts, you know. It's either greed or money or drugs or power. We don't care about that shit. It's so unimportant, you know. I mean, Cash App Patel is like drinking and driving to Italy to do keg stands with the hockey team, and people are cheering it on. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, Donald Trump is releasing everyone from prison. It's so funny when people are like, I actually do care about that. Okay, why? Because it's Hunter Biden. You know, you don't care about the pedos in charge. You don't care about them. You don't care about anything unless it's somebody who Donald Trump has deemed as a threat to him. You know, you're like, I care about the Democrats doing it. You know, Nancy Pelosi is a stock trader. And you're like, and the Qatari jet to Trump and the Bitcoin investments. What is it? Trump coin. You're like, it's some good old fashioned art of the dealing. He's wheeling and dealing, making America more powerful. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Your brain is broken. I think you have brain damage. You know, that's what it should be classified as. So you can go into that One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest hospital with Jack Nicholson. Who's a Dem? Okay, there must be some new people here. If you think I'm a Democrat, you have brain damage. I'm not a Democrat. I'm the radical woke left that Donald Trump and the Democrats warn you about all the time. I believe in free healthcare paid for by billionaires because we extinct billionaires. They have to be now 100 millionaires because you don't understand how much a billion is and you think the problem is poor people wanting food. And it's like, I don't know, I would say the problem with money in America is the people hoarding all of it, hoarding all the wealth and not doing any of the work, you know? So again, we don't care about your opinion, especially if you come in here and call us Democrats. It just shows the lack of thought in this country. Stop, kitty. Okay. So where did we leave? Where did we first leave off? I took you through Obama, Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. No, sorry, his name is Barack, Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, Obama, Maduro. What else would be a good name to slip in there? Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, you just want a hug? My God. Okay. Like, I have to be able to do stuff throughout the day, you know? I can't just when I get home, you just are like, you're home and I own you, okay? Seriously. I love you. I love you. I love you. But you're too much. You're too much for me. You understand that. Sorry, this cat is getting a little pushy. Sometimes the cats grab me like this and just push against my chin, and I'm like, this is, like, I understand why the youth are, like, asking if you can hug somebody. Because the way these cats treat me, I'm like, you have to ask first. You have to ask first. Okay? You need consent. You can't just do that to me. I'm a human. I have rights. I have privileges. Yep. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. I'm a human. You understand? Okay, good. The dog scared you. Ah, and you hit the keyboard, you jerk. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? This is too much. If you want to do a cat live later, you do that. I'm not showing you how to work YouTube, though. All right, so Carolyn Levitt said, ooh, shots will be fired tonight. And she wasn't wrong. She was not wrong. And then something happened. I don't really care because, again, I asked the question, whose interest does this serve? Whose does this serve? There's the Cole Allen's story of he was close to the NASA scientist and 11 have disappeared. There was the how did he get access to all of, like, how did he get there? How'd he get there? There's so much stuff flying around that, I don't know. I remember before, like, the internet really needed to push a bunch of theories. People wanted to, like, have some kind of investigation. I think that was the word we used to use. And now it's like, the minute it happened, the president's behind a podium, and he's like, "This is because we don't have a ballroom. This is the reason. See, if we had a ballroom, this stuff would never happen in America." You know. So whose interest is this serving? That's really the only question you should ever be asking. Is it serving the people's? Do you think we're gonna get more privileges after this? Do you think the Democrats immediately condemning it, you know, helps the people? No, they don't even know what the fuck's going on. And they're just like, oh, you gotta condemn political violence. How do we know that's what this was? How do you know? And technically isn't everything political violence? I'm pretty sure everything is. Everything, besides crimes of passion. Which even those sometimes, but like, politics is everything. It's marriages, it's taxes, it's your speed limit, it's how much food is, it's how much you're paying for gas, it's if you can buy a prescription or not. Politics is everything. So technically everything's political violence. You know? You just want to condemn everything now? But it's just amazing because when you see the Democrats do that, the first thing I thought was like, why are you saying that for the alleged guys that... No, they're not even alleged. For, like, Donald Trump Jr. and that whole family. Like, they didn't even condemn scientific, biological violence. You know, when Biden got cancer, they were immediately like, fuck him. You know what I mean? When Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked, they were making jokes about Halloween costumes. I was like, why would you go to bat for these people? Fucking just stay silent. But again, once you understand whose interest does this serve, is this a class war? Yes. Then you understand, the Democrats are buddies with the Republicans at MAGA. That's why they haven't stopped any of this. That's why most of them don't speak out. That's why they didn't vote against the war. That's why they'll fucking never give you universal health care. Because this serves their interest too. They're saying anything outside of our democratic, weak, controlled oppositional sphere is not the opposition. They are bad people. You know, they want to be the controlled opposition because, again, it's controlled. So they can go, we're putting up a good fight. Remember when Chuck Schumer, like right after Donald Trump, I think he was doing the tariffs, he was like, well, we're just going to wait until the people get really bad. And like, if he starts really getting out of line, then we'll put him in check. And then Trump was like, I'm doing wars, I'm building ballrooms, I'm destroying the White House, I'm releasing everybody from prison. Chuck Schumer really hasn't been heard from too much since then. You know what I mean by controlled opposition? Like, they're not your friends, man. They're not in there to fucking represent the people. None of the people that are there to do public service are there to actually represent the people. I hope I'm not the first one sharing this with you. But there's a lot of theories going around, right? And I would just repeatedly ask you to say, whose interest does this serve? Whose interest does it serve that immediately after Donald Trump is at the podium talking about this?
And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I gotta pause it. Can we get the AV team to fucking eradicate that echo? You're killing me, man. This is the White House. Why do you have listen to this echo? Like, I can't do this, man. Is somebody's mic on? Does somebody have like a lapel mic and you're talking into the mic? Because you're gonna get, if you get too close, you're gonna get feedback. But that's, I think, why we're getting the echo. Can somebody? This is the goddamn White House. You know, like there should not be an echo on the mics.
We looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and
Hello. Like, what kind of buffoonery is this White House running? I will have none of it. Cat, please stop trying to eat the cords. Sorry. I have a cat, and it likes to eat cords. Tell them, cat. Tell them I eat cords. I'm Cat the cord eater. I don't know. Pretty sure they could be right-wing people with a set of beliefs I can't be in the same room with, but yes, the up versus down battle should be paramount. Well, of course, shelve it. Understand this about the class war. The class war is filled with divisions within the classes, but the wealthy are very organized. So this is why we don't know. This is why most of the wealthy people don't share their beliefs. Just like, you know, a lot of these wealthy Republicans from red states will be like, we got to outlaw abortion and we got to make sure that da-da-da. But then they're like, you know, fucking trafficking their mistresses to states where they can get abortions because they're rich. So there's divisions in the wealthy class. Like, they don't all believe the same shit, but they are so well organized. They're like, if we want to keep power and keep these people divided, we got to keep feeding them bullshit. So although you might disagree with some fucking Republicans or whatever, it's more about understanding that our core values all align. That was the hilarious thing about them electing Donald Trump. I was like, he's running on the same thing Mamdani. When Mamdani was running and when he won, I was like, Donald Trump and Mamdani basically fucking were campaigning for the same stuff. It's just one was a white racist, you know? And they were like, I identify with him more, you know? But essentially, the Trump voters wanted affordability, medication affordability, gas affordability. They wanted fucking, quote unquote, what they say everybody else wants, free stuff, you know? They wanted to be able to live in homes that they owned. They wanted to fucking have America be a place where everyone could afford to live. They just didn't want everyone included because they felt like if everyone's included, then that would take them down a tier. So the hilarious thing is the core interest of the wealthy, the top at the class war, their interest is power. They want to keep power. The core interest for the working 3 jobs class is we want shelter, food, and healthcare. That's the fucking core of it. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat. I don't know. MAGA is just like, they've lost their minds. They have brain damage. They just, whatever Donald Trump says, they're like, that's their thing today. Everybody tell everybody. So, like, they don't fucking really count. You know, they've kind of sold their soul to a fucking Art of the Queen deals. But every other political niche, anarchists, I'm trying to think. You can go down the line. You could run the gamut of any fucking spectrum of the people on the bottom in the class war. And essentially it boils down to they want to be able to live without having to work fucking 7 days a week to afford to live. Like, that's not a life anymore. Like, if you're working 6 days a week for fucking what? Just to ensure that you have a place to leave work and go to and maybe some food? Like, you're not taking care of your teeth. That's a fucking luxury. Why do you think? And if you're going to be one of the people that's like, I go to the dentist all the time. That's fucking awesome. Do you know why at every dentist they have now credit card fucking things everywhere? Because most people can't. Cat. Do you need me to put on Ratatouille or something? And just mods, just ignore the people that keep saying, you know, thank you to pedo Trump and his pedo protecting administration. Just ignore those people. They just want attention. Remember, they're incels. They're incels, and they thought Donald Trump was their friend, and now they're slowly realizing that not only does he not care for them, but he's going to fucking steal all the money that they worked for. Just calm down, kitty. Okay. So understand that, shelve it about the class war. Is that we need to be organized. That's what I'm doing here. Stop. Stop it at the cord. Ah! Cat, I don't want to kick you out. I don't. Because I love you. But man, are you a pain in the ass. So just understand that the class war is crucial to know, and that you have to, sometimes you have to overlook the little things to get organized on a bigger level. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get people to see that, like, it's not Democrats and Republicans in America. There's a wide spectrum of people, and there's a lot of people that you would have to consider the radical left. Why do you think both political parties in this country are fear-mongering about? Because they want you to just think, oh, radical left means they hate America. What you don't understand is if hating America means guaranteeing healthcare for everyone, guaranteeing food and housing for everybody, and guaranteeing like sick time, fucking way higher minimum wage, guaranteeing vacation time, if that's hating your neighbor, then fucking what's your definition of hate? You know, that's why they never define it, or they do some loose, broad strokes, because they don't want you to understand there's a contingent of people that operate outside of this political system that truly want the best for you, even though you hate everybody and yourself. Okay, back to Donald Trump. And whose interest does last night serve? Whose interest? It's odd to me that this is one of the fucking first things out of his mouth.
All of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
The military right now, who's starving in the fucking Strait of Hormuz. We're seeing all their plates with like slop. I don't know what it is, and they've just been deployed forever. I think the number one thing coming out of the military right now is we really want that Epstein ballroom. Again, with the vague generalities of him just being like, everybody wants it, everybody wants it. That's his signal to the Democrats to be like, you better go along with this, which they will, because they're controlled opposition. So I would say whose interest does last night serve? It serves the Epstein Memorial Ballroom interest, because he wants that sweet, sweet moolah funneled right to him. And that's probably where the Trump meme coin and Melania meme coin data centers are going to be. No, I'm just kidding. They would never put a data center underneath that, because, you know, it would pollute all the water and charge everybody in the DC area higher electricity costs. And they know the sound it makes, and it's probably unhealthy for you and cancer causing. We'll find out in 20 years. So they're not going to do that to themselves. They'll put in some rural area.
All of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years.
Have you ever in the history of America heard anyone say, God damn, I just wish we had a ballroom at the White House? This is so stupid. But again, a judge just shut down the ballroom. A judge did. Said, no more, dude. You already fucking wiped out part of the White House without going through the proper channels. And now you're just funneling money to build some fucking huge data collection fucking Palantir style Oracle ballroom where you're gonna have aliens working there. Not illegal aliens, like the aliens that they know about. That's a little suspect. But I guess if you just believe in coincidences, that the ballroom was shut down by a judge, they need to, they need something to trigger something to go ahead and push through the ballroom with their controlled opposition's consent. So I guess it's just a coincidence that right after this very scary moment happened, which, by the way, this Cole Allens, the dude who's alleged to have done it, didn't make it to, like, anywhere close to these people. He wasn't on the same fucking floor. It wasn't an attempt on him. It wasn't. This is a photo of when it happened. You think this, you know what I mean? The Secret Service didn't even stand in front of him. And then did you see him fall? That's your alpha boy. Where was Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan could have just propped him up and walked him out.
Lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
Whose interest does that serve? Oh, hold on one second. What's up, Charlie Kelly? Good to see you. I'm so sick of this nightmare circus we have to deal with. Yeah. And especially when they create these coincidences that just happen to align with their best interests. None of ours. And I mean, just loosely we can throw out there, like when he says this.
Security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
Security nobody's ever seen before. Interesting. Is that like robot dogs with machine guns on them? Like what does that entail? What does that entail? And do you think that keeps our communities safer? The guy who created the Epstein Army, aka ICE, to roam the streets, already marked 2 Americans, and who knows how many more are in detention centers without health care and access to doctors, and who have passed away or just disappeared. The big trafficking ring of the detention centers. When that guy says security like nobody's ever seen before, you trust that? You trust that? You feel safer in this country? You think what the security he's talking about is going to entail any kind of consideration for any citizen? Because he's shown so much. Never mind his words where he called them poorly educated, but or all the MAGAs that had a FAFO. Like, you really think when he says, like, we need unprecedented security like nobody's ever seen before, that benefits us? Or do you think that's going to infringe on your rights a little? Do you think maybe if you go to a protest, they're going to utilize that? You don't think they're going to weaponize this to fucking deem everybody outside of the controlled opposition a potential threat? You know what I mean? Like, read between the... No, they're telling you. They're telling you. You don't even have to read between the lines. So that's dangerous. I would say that's the dangerous rhetoric I condemn. Fox News had an interesting... Did I take a picture of the Fox News people? Did I? Here they are, not fucking standing in front of him at all. And he's like, oh, I hear a ballroom out there. I hear a new ballroom. It's what? I can't hear it. Is that a new ballroom? I think it is. I think it be. I think it be the new ballroom. I would say Buzz is. It definitely is the new ballroom. Hold on, what is this? Cash Patel. Oh, there's your head of the FBI. Hold on, now the dog wants to come in here. My God. Come on. Come on. Holy jabronis. But yeah. The thing, if you're like, oh, that's a suspicious photo, it's not, guys. If you don't know, he has 360 vision. His eyes go like this, so he can technically, he has like, you know how deer have, more positioned eyes to the side of their head so they have a wider angle if there's a predator coming. That's really what he's evolved into. Kash Patel. If you're like, oh, that's weird, you know, why is the FBI director like that? You don't understand. He keeps his head up. He's like a turtle. He pops his head up, and then his vision it goes like this. So he has this wider range. He has the widest peripheral range of any human species ever. Much like a deer. Like a deer has, you know, a wider range so they can sense if, you know, some dire wolves are coming or something. And that's like Kash Patel. So really he's doing like the best job here. He can see like all the way to the back of that guy and then all the way to us. So he is really covering space. That's what a lot of people neglect, you know. They forget. They think, oh, that's a weird photo. He's just sitting there. The FBI head wouldn't like, you know, jump up and charge at danger. No. In fact, he's like a surveillance system. He's like a human surveillance system with those eyes, man. He's like, beep, 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 beep. He's scanning the room. So I say, great job, Kash. Either that or he's really buzzed. Either that or he's buzzed. He doesn't know what's going on. This is RFKJ, Robert Kennedy Jr., leaving his wife. I love the party of family values and conservatism are like, get me the fuck out of here, man. You know, he left his wife. Stephen Miller left his wife. Donald Trump left his wife. I don't know if J.D. Vance's wife was there. I didn't see any couches. But it is hilarious. It is hilarious that all these very alpha boys are, you know, leaving their wife. It's not like marriage means anything to a Republican, let's be honest. You know, they're all cheaters and philanderers, you know. But it is funny to see it in real time, you know. The old men first. The old... They're trying to cut off my feed. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Don't let them cut off my feed. Miller's caught on camera using his wife and Elon Musk's baby as a shield. I believe it. Charlie Kelly said it, confirmed it. But, I mean, it is too funny to me watching these videos of these grown alpha boys just leaving. Not trying to reach for a hand. Not trying to, like, looking back. Like, are you coming? Or are you... You know, the hero's move. Come with me if you want to live. They're just like, boys, get me out of here. Get me a warm glass of raw milk. Get me into something comfortable. My dungaree shorts. Let's see what else. This one is phenomenal. Did you guys see this video? I mean, this bitch needs to go to acting classes. How does she have billions of trillions of quadrillions of dollars and can't take a fucking acting lesson? Oh, I was going to play the Fox News thing for you. I'll play the Fox News thing for you after. Where is... Let me see if I got it lined up. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. She needs, number one, more Visine. More Visine so it's like your makeup is bleeding. You know what I mean? I want to see that mascara everywhere. I want you to look like goddamn Heath Ledger's Joker. You know? Why is everybody so serious? That's what I want you to do. But, I mean, I guess everybody believes in coincidences, and there was a cameraman right there. So many cameramen, perfect shots, not shaky, like the fucking cameramen at this event did not run, did not hide. I would say give all the cameramen were like on stabilizers. You know, they were like, oh, film in, zoom in. Hey, tell me how you're feeling. I just want to go home. You know, these cameramen should all be hired by the FBI and Secret Service because not a fucking rattle. There was no wobble in their footage. Nothing. Have you noticed that? If you don't believe me, just go online and watch any of the video. None of their hands are shaking. All of them have perfect shots. More fucking footage of people do, like, it's bananas. I guess a big coincidence. Again, so many coincidences. But another coincidence was they caught Erica, the widow. They caught the widow, Erica Kirk, again. Either she has the most fake cry or she's the most fake crier. I can't tell, but I will say it very suspect that her vlogger, her cameraman was right there, you know, catching her saying, I just want to, why would you, if you're being filmed, why would you fucking say, I would be hiding my face trying to fucking walk away. And she like happens to be like, I just want to go home to JD Vance's house. I just want to go home. She just happened to say that while walking by the camera. She was saying nothing walking up to the camera, gets right here, says, I just want to go home. And then goes off camera and scene. Brilliant, darling. I said this year Academy Award, the winner is definitely not this bitch, because this is horrible acting. I mean, just don't even church it up, man. Just do your signature fucking stare. If you had done that, you know, if she did signature crazy face, that's more believable. If she was like, you'd be like, oh, damn, that bitch is in shock. Or she's very angry at everybody. Or she's shocked how angry she is at everybody. You know? Like a rhinestone cowboy. What the fuck are those dungarees she's wearing, man? Is that the old Canadian tuxedo? Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen this. It was a media event. I can't figure out how they got good footage. Yeah, thanks for getting to my fucking level of thought. Idiot. I know it was a media event. Why do you think all these things are blurry? Because they're all filmed on fucking cameras. This wasn't fucking, 16 film or whatever they call it. Fucking, what is that called? They weren't shooting this on film, you moron. What I'm talking about is all the camera footage. Nobody was shaking. They all got the best shots. They all happened to catch everything all at once. And again, if you heard what happened, if there was a pew-pew at the event, I don't know. Have you seen any other American event? Because a lot of these are fucking captured and the fucking footage is insane. It's like, oh my God, get over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a weird one where everyone's like, and there is the president. There is Cash Patel. There is this. Erica Kirk, how are you feeling? I just want to go home. Let's get out of here, boys. What I'm saying, it's like very coincidental that everybody who filmed this shit was not running, hiding. They were all just like, whereas in like every other fucking event where you get some kind of camera footage, people are scared to death. People are like, you know what I mean? I know it was a media event. I know there were professional cameras there. What I'm saying is that these people had nerves of steel. That's why I made the joke. I said the FBI and the Secret Service should hire everybody who got footage that night because none of them were scared. Oh, hold on. Let's have, what's his fucking name? Racist douchebag, douche chud of the UFC. He really encapsulated my fucking thoughts. I'm like, this didn't sound like a scary thing. This sounded like everybody was like, all right, and action. It just was fucking weird, man. It's just weird. Because I don't know, we live in America, so these things are happening every weekend, man. This isn't new. There's probably 3 more that fucking we just didn't hear about because this was the biggest news, you know? And they just don't cover it. They're like, it happened again. It did it again. Did it again. Thoughts and prayers. Everybody shut the fuck up. You know? And what I'm saying is usually that footage is not like people holding their hands super still, zooming in, zooming out. You know? Like, I want you to think, in that fight or flight moment, everybody with the camera just got nerves of steel. They were the toughest alpha boys ever. But then this broad is like, I just want to go home. It's like, God, man. Why don't you act like the cameramen? Fucking, they all fucking stood up and were like, We're not scared of anything. I think that's weird. I think that's horrifically weird. But here's I don't know what his name is. Jonas Salk, and anti-Jonas Salk guy. I don't know what his fucking name is. He's a bald chud. He's a fucking nerd. Dana. His name is Dana. His name is Dana. That's why he owns the UFC, so no one can make fun of him. Well, I'm here to make fun of you, Dana. That's not a name you're gonna hear going forward, by the way. People are no longer naming their kids Dana because of Dana White. Dana. Is that really his fucking name? No, it is his name. You ever done that? You ever said a word so much and you're like, that can't be somebody's name. Dana. Dana. Say that. Say that with me. Dana. Dana. That's not a name. That sounds like a fucking, like a pastry in Denmark. I have the one Dana, please. You know, that's not a name. You don't call someone Dana. No wonder he's so insecure and barrel-chested. All right, let's listen to Dana. 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 That's not a word. That's not a word. That can't be a word. Dana. 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 That's not, there's no fucking way that's a word. Is anybody else named Dana? There's the, Dana White was chased out of Boston by the mob. I'm very proud of us for, I gotta look that up, but I think I heard a story like that. Yeah, Dana White ain't welcome here. Hey Rob, I'm back. What's up, sunshine? Good to see you. It's the money printing. All parties are guilty for inflation. It's a class war. Coyote. Coyote. I'd like to thank you, Coyote, people across the border. This is a class war. The only parties involved are the poor party and the elite party. That's it, guys. And whose interest does this serve? Anyways, when I was saying that it was very odd that they just happened to catch her and the only word she spoke all night was, I just want to go home. To an empty bed, you dumb bitch. Anyways. Sorry. Something stuck in my throat. And then they happen to catch everybody else on camera like perfectly. There wasn't a shaky fucking hand in this fucking video batch. Like, not a shaky hand. And you think something crazy like that is popping off, people would be scared. People would be like under tables, you know, being like, what the fuck is going on? But no, everybody was like standing up, like fucking full-fledged, like full slow pan around the fucking room. And I'm like, are all these cameramen just the bravest people on earth? But here's Dana White summarizing my thoughts.
It started getting noisy. The tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, get down. I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and
he said, I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I mean, my thoughts when I first saw this, too. Like, that was fucking awesome. You know, so I'm just, hey, don't get mad at me. I'm just reflecting Dana White's thoughts, MAGA. You can't get mad at me. He said it was fucking awesome. I said, you're right. This is fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. You don't believe me? Don't get mad at me. He had the thought, and I just went, okay, I agree. I agree with MAGA Dana White. Dana. That's not a real name. That can't be a real name. I agree on this one thing where he said, that's fucking awesome. But again, I thought it was weird that he said, they were yelling, everyone get down. I didn't, nor did anybody with a camera. And everybody just happened to film it, like, while this commotion is going on. If you've ever been in a fucking public area or an event where, like, some shit pops off, nobody's like, oh, let me stand and film. Nobody. And I know this is the UFC emperor or whatever, where he's the strongest strong boy there ever was, but really? A bunch of guys, he says, charging in with pew-pews, yelling, get down, and he's like, I'm just standing up taller. Yeah, great fucking instincts, pal. I'm just standing up. I guess when you're like 5'3", you know, he was already technically at the sitting down height.
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome.
I thought the same. I thought the same thing, Dana. Fucking awesome.
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I'm
just agreeing with Dana White. Nobody get mad at me. Not my thoughts. I'm just saying I concur, Dana.
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and
like it was an experience. Like he was at fucking Disneyland's new Princess, what's her name? The Princess and the Frog. Princess something. You know, like he was at that experience. It was like he was on the new Star Wars attraction. He just fucking took it all in, man. And that's really what you hear from these events that are very American. People are like, you know what? I stood up, I took a deep breath, and I said, when else is this going to happen besides every weekend in America? I got to take all this in. It's a very normal reaction, you understand?
it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, he was right there. I was right in the mix, and I just stood up and said, woohoo, fucking awesome. I'm sorry. This is just weird. Weird? Is that a word? I don't know if weird's a word for our times anymore.
In front of where the president.
Yes. And what exactly happened? So someone got tackled, or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. They came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something.
He thought he was over by us. That's why he didn't get down and just said, this is fucking awesome. Somebody help Melania. She's still under the table. Charlie Kelly, thank you for the super chat. I'm supported by viewers like Charlie, like Jess. Appreciate you guys. I can't make this stuff happen without you because egg is so costly now. Egg and the gas. So thank you, Charlie. Yeah, Melania. Yo, that's another one who just got dipped out on. It's so funny when these, like RFK Jr.'s with his wife, Steve Miller's with his wife, Donald Trump's with his wife, and they don't even like think to grab their hand. They don't. I mean, Donald Trump was busy falling down. If you haven't seen the photo, wait, there's RFKJ. Totally. Look, his wife's like, please. Let's see if we can see Dana White. I want to see Dana White if he was really standing up saying, this is fucking awesome. You know, that's what I want to see. I want to see Dana White. Oh, here he is. There's Donald Trump. He really hit the deck. Not on purpose, though. And they said get down. That was like 5 minutes before this. He's just fat and fell over. He's fat and top heavy. He's got little pencil dick legs. So you see, you can't really see. He's down here. But it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Because I don't know. Natural instinct, you want to protect women and children? Well, I guess it's not natural instinct anymore. I guess really the incel white man insecure movement of America has really redefined. Like if there was a new Titanic, it would say women and children last, white middle-aged wealthy men first. We get the boats first. Everybody else wait and please step aside. Like they didn't even think to like grab their wife's hand, you know? And here's the thing, if you've seen the videos, like these guys weren't shuffled out right away. If you've seen, I got the still shots. If you've seen, like they're hanging out, you know, not blocking him, by the way. Another weird thing. Like, I don't know, is the Secret Service sending a message here? Or are they just like, everybody kind of stand around him? Let's loosely gather. Leave some openings, folks. Give him some breathing space. It's weird. It's weird watching this, you know, because you're like, none of this makes sense. Very visible. Okay. But never mind any of that. Who gives a shit, right? Those are little details. The thing I really realized is, like, none of these guys, like, grab their wife's hand and be like, come with me if you want to live. You know, great time to say it, too. Right, Dana White? What would that have been?
And it was pretty crazy, unique. Down. It was fucking awesome.
That would have been fucking awesome, right? I mean, listen, if you're at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and that pops off, and there was a girl you were trying to talk to, you grab her and you go, come with me if you want to live. Boom, she will marry you after that. After some shit like this, you know, if you've been flirting with a girl, talking her up at drinks before, and you're like, you know, trying to get in there, some shit like this pops off. Yo, incels, listen to me closely. You take her hand gently and you say, come with me if you want to live. And you just take her fucking anywhere out of that room. And I'm telling you, she will fucking marry you. State vote Democrat and you get mass illegal immigration. Vote Republican and you get mass surveillance state. Pick your poison. What is wrong with fucking... Number one, it's not illegal immigration, but what native tribe are you? Shrouded 33. What Native American tribe are you? Because I'm fucking tired of these people being like, vote Democrat like Massachusetts and the whole state is immigrants. It's like, bro, did you just get off the fucking boat in the fucking 20s? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you're the same dude who'd be like, no Irish need apply, you dumb mix. You know, like, fuck, man. God damn. I'm so exhausted with these people. Immigration is not the fucking battle, okay? That is what the class war elitists have told you to fucking buy into. This is a class war, not a culture war. Stop thinking your culture is being threatened. Fucking cut it out, man. Just cut it the fuck out. Don't worry, there's still a Chinatown in every city. Don't worry, there's a Little Italy in every city. Don't worry. We're just gonna have new little whatevers, you know? And it'll fucking be cool, dude. God damn. Your racism is showing. Thank you for the super chat. But if you're gonna fucking bait me with that, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. The whole country are immigrants. That's my point, Charlie Kelly. When did you get off the boat, Mr. Kelly? You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been to Chicago, and it's not like Somalia. Again, these people that fucking live through vicariously through Fox News and Donald Trump need to shut up. Okay. What was Dana White saying?
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome.
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. That sounds like a very scary event. I hope he's, you know, when the court process happens, I hope the defense calls Dana White and they're like, did you feel threatened at all? And he's like, nah, I didn't even get down. It was fucking awesome. I hope he says that on the stand. You know what I mean? Because this is just weird. It's just very weird. It's just a weird thing. Here's another weird thing that Fox News cut off. Hold on. Because we're going to read a little bit of the manifesto. But here's Fox News having somebody on. And it's a little suspect. If you believe in coincidences, maybe their phone just broke up at this time.
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me. And, you know, right as the dinner was starting, you know, the national anthem happened. And then he kind of leaned over and said, you know, I watched you on TV. You did a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, you know, there are some...
Sounds like we lost Aisha's...
Oh, you just cut out there, Aisha. Sorry about that. Don't call back. So, sitting next to Caroline Levitt, and somebody tells her, you need to be very safe. And then he looked around the room and said, there's... And, oh, we lost the call. Well, that wasn't that interesting. We just won't take any more calls tonight. Weird Fox News. Again, weird stuff. Shrouded wants to highlight illegal immigration, I said. It's the word illegal. Again, I read the word illegal the first time in your comment, and I said, there isn't much illegal immigration. That's why you noticed that all the ICE agents were going to the courthouses. Not to bust them at criminal court, but at immigration court, because they were going through the legal process. You know what I mean? And if you want to talk about illegal immigration, are you for the getting rid of the birthright citizenship? Because if they do that, then you know Trump's kids are not U.S. citizens anymore. So if you're for Trump's kids not being U.S. citizens, hallelujah, hallelujah. Anchor babies, get rid of them. Send them to El Salvador, send them to El Salvador. What's his name? Bukele, Bukele, Bukele. But of course, you're not going to address that because, again, there's a fucking poison in the water in America where people think like, this is teams, man, it's teams. If you think anything that these Democrats or Republicans are fucking telling you when it comes to divisive cultural things is fucking real, just look at history. I don't know what else to say. Just look at some history. It's a device they use to keep you fucking occupied. Thinking, oh, it's all the illegal immigrants. That makes total sense as to why they're going to courtrooms and dragging people out of their legalized hearings. It makes so much sense now that they're going to courtrooms to drag these people out of their immigration hearings because they're such cold-hearted criminals. They were busted. Oh, no, they were going through the process? Weird. I addressed illegal. Again, it's a fucking dumb thing. Trump said he's willing to give up some of his right. Trump said, no. I'm going to thank you for the $20 super chat, Shrouded. I'm going to read that the correct way. Trump said he's willing to give up your rights for a mass surveillance state. Democrats want to import. Nobody's importing immigrants. Again, bro, you have brain damage. You have brain damage. Just reading your comment. Trump didn't say he's willing to give up some of his rights. Trump hasn't given up any of his rights. Trump has fucking almost 40 felonies as his president. Nobody has that many felonies and gets to do anything outside of prison. You just don't. Trump has all the rights in the world, and they're all guaranteed by the Supreme Court that he can't be charged with anything. So again, he's willing to give up your rights because Palantir and his major funders were like, we want access to everything. What do you think Doge was? Doge was fucking literally getting all of your fucking data. That's it. That's why the check's not coming. And then you say Democrats want to import. Nobody fucking wants to import anybody, man. Nobody wants to. If you look at what the fuck is going on and why people are coming here, you'll understand that there's a long history of America exceptional interventionism. You can just read Naomi Klein's Shock Doctrine. God damn. This book, and it will highlight why south of us there are so many problems because Milton Friedman, that fucking cunt Jeffrey Sachs, and the CIA. Okay? Very simple. Not a simple read, but very simple concept to understand. All in the name of the free market, which they worship. Again, pick your poison. Both shill for Israel. You got the last one right. And it's not pick your poison. That's what we're doing here. We're waking people up to say this fucking system is structurally rotten. Structurally. And what you got to do is start asking yourself, whose interest does this serve? Whose interest does this serve? What are the moves they're making, and who's best served by it? And I really shrouded, please redo your language, because Trump never said he'll give up his rights. In fact, he's enshrined his criminal activity in the fucking law. That's why you can bet on everything now. Polymarket, Clashy, crypto rug polls. I mean, if you're a crypto guy right now and you want to run on a rug poll, this is like the fuck. You're not going to have any other better time, you know? Just like somebody in the comments earlier was like, all Republicans should have their hard drives checked. And I'm like, I'm not opposed to that, but by who? By who? You know what I mean? The leader of the fucking DOJ is Donald Trump's criminal fucking attorney. And he's not even a good one. This guy lost 34 times the felony counts for Donald Trump. You know? Like, he's not even a good, like, anybody else would be going to prison and being like, I'm mad at you, man. I'm mad at you. You said we had a good chance. And this guy stumbled all the way to the top of the fucking Department of Justice. You know? So who's going to enforce the law? Again, believe people when they tell you, and whose interest does this serve? When Stephen Miller and Donald Trump said it's the law of the jungle, might means right, you know, it's the survival of the strongest. Did you think you were strong? Did you think you had the American army? Did you think that the cops protected you? Or do you think they followed orders? Like, what they were telling to the people here was like, yeah, we're going to fucking terrorize everyone, and we're going to harass everybody, and we're going to try to troll people until Iran owns us in that fucking field. Notice how America's not really kicking out the fucking high quality AI videos anymore. Wonder why. Again, once you stand up to a bully, they're like, ah, shit. Ah, shit. You know, why are they dropping those highway to the danger zone fucking AI memes anymore? Oh, because Iran is beating their little bottoms with the Lego wars? But what were we talking about? But look at whose interest it serves. I think that's what we're talking about. You know? And they're telling you this shit. They're telling you outright. They're saying, like, we own the DOJ. We own the FBI. We're not looking into Epstein. Look. This is when somebody says, like, they should check their hard drives. I know it's a joke, but this is what I talk about all the time. I'm like, they're fucking in full fucking illegal mode. They're breaking the law every fucking second I'm talking right now. They're constantly breaking the law. I think they're breaking the law more than they're following the law. And nobody's going to look into them, arrest them, put them in prison. And if you fucking, you know, steal fucking a snack from the grocery store because you're starving and your money's worth nothing, they'll put you in jail. It doesn't make sense, and the system's rotten from the core. The core of it's rotten. So stop thinking, oh, Democrat, Republican, pick your point. No. A whole fucking new movement needs to happen where people understand that the working class, all of us, have core beliefs that align across the board. Whether you're an immigrant, whether you're native, whether you're fucking an older immigrant, you know, you're just 6th generation immigrant, because don't act like most of you fucking were, you know, from here. That's why all you guys put up your Irish flags or your Italian flags or whatever fucking flag on whatever goddamn holiday. Because you like to talk about your heritage, which isn't fucking American. Okay? So all that divisive shit, set it aside and understand we just want to have housing, healthcare, and food. Housing, healthcare, and food. We all align on that. That's why Anthony Bourdain's show was so awesome, because he went around the world and he was like, look, they just want to be healthy, eat a good meal, and have a house. Simple. And the only one stopping you from that is all of these fucking elites that are hoarding the money and making it harder and harder every day to survive. Understand that, please. Please, I'm begging you, because once... You know, there's only 3,428 billionaires. There's only 3,000 in the world. In the whole flat world. There's only 3,000 of them. That's it. That's it, guys. That's not a lot. That's really not a lot. Oh, Shrouded. Thank you for the $5 super chat. How are you going to tell me I have brain damage and then say I should read a book? If I have brain damage, I shouldn't be able to read. Oh, get somebody to read it to you. Get somebody to read it to. I didn't even consider that. Good point. Good point, Shrouded. If you have brain damage, have somebody read it to you. I wouldn't say get Audible, because that's Jeff Bezos' way of being able to tell you what he's allowing you to read. Or you could go to YouTube. That's how, you know, when I can't afford books, I go to YouTube. Most people have upload them reading them online. That's my suggestion. All right, let's read this. You are being a pain. You goddamn animals. Hold on. I gotta take this fucking animal outside to pee real quick. Okay, my apologies. She's just being a pain in the butt, dog. Maybe the friendly neighborhood coyote was back. Have a baby with no pay after birth. Yeah, why aren't they paying the babies more? I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. I was surprised to hear you don't even get sick leave. Hoo-hoo. SG, thank you. I mean, you're sick. They should still pay you. Not even sick leave. You have to earn it. In America, you have to earn it. You get, I think federally, it's 1 hour for every 30 hours worked. So if you start a new job here in America, there's no federal guarantee that you can take a day off being sick. And I'm telling you, this is somebody who's been punished because I had the flu and I couldn't go into work. And then that was what they cited me as part of my punishment, my discipline. Said you took off a day from work and didn't have any earned sick time. And a corporation which earns trillion dollars decided to punish me because I was sick and couldn't come in to work because I had the flu. And that's a real true story. So I'm the living embodiment of what is wrong with this fucking system. I experience it every fucking day. So when I tell you guys this, and maybe some of you are young and haven't experienced it, or maybe some of you are privileged and haven't experienced it, and you're like, well, that couldn't exist in America. I'm telling you because I sat across the table from people and they were like, well, and you took sick time, you took a day off and you didn't have any earned sick time. And I'm like, this is a fucking joke, right? And you said this company values humans? Okay, tell me again how I'm being punished for getting sick. And that's real life. That's what we have to endure here in America. This is what I mean. Whose interest does it serve for the government to not guarantee that when you get sick, you can just be sick? Whose interest does that serve? The elites. This is why we need to get ahead and get rid. Thank you. There is the key word. Get rid of capitalism. You say unchecked. I just say get rid of capitalism. Capitalism is a simple concept, folks. It's what we're living under right now. So when people are like, oh, you want socialism? Get ready for fucking high food prices. Nobody can afford to live. We're living in that. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? It's gotten as worse as it can. You know what I mean? 70% of Americans fucking can't afford anything. Like, this is obscene. Fucking-scene. Capitalism is a simple concept. It's winner takes all. That's the whole system we're living under. That's why we used to have a bunch of different fucking media conglomerates. Bunch of different media things. And now it's like all owned by Larry Ellison and his son Fart. Because once you have the most money, you could just buy everything else. Go look up the story of Amazon and how they killed Jeffrey the giraffe. Okay? That's what it is. Get the most money, buy out the competitors. There's only one logical explanation for how this ends up. Then they want the power, so they buy the politicians and then they make the rules so nobody can infringe on them exploiting the lower class. That's it. That's capitalism, folks. There's no fucking free markets. This is why in every town in America you're allowed 1 or 2 cable companies. Ah, the free market. Oh, great. Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, we got to get rid of capitalism. It's a cancer. Infinite growth in a finite system is technically a cancer. And that's what capitalism is. They always need to meet Wall Street's expectations. They always need more and more and more and more and more. Why do you think all last year was layoff after layoff after layoff after layoff? Even though they're making more and more money, they just need to cut costs. And they'll never, ever cut costs where it comes to their compensation packages. Okay, so I'm going to read this New York Post. I linked it in the description. Hit subscribe, hit the notification. The illusion of choice. Thank you, Jessica. Capitalism was new. We could make a new system again. Thank you, Weatherly Patience. Correct. Capitalism was not a fucking ancient art that Jesus worshipped at the altar. Okay? For all you Jesus people, he was a fucking communist, man. What do you think heaven was described as? Do you think heaven was like a pyramid scheme? Do you think he was like, oh, heaven's great, man. All you got to do is work really hard And once you've worked hard enough, God will come and he'll give you a 2% raise every year to eventually one day earn your angel wings. And we got this great angel wing loan mortgage program where in a short 80 heavenly years, you too can own your own angel wings. No, I'm sorry. That's not what Jesus said. Okay, so I'm going to read this alleged, I just thought it was fascinating, so alleged manifesto by Alan Kors. Cole Allens. I don't know what his name is. Information travels too fast. And all you got to do is ask yourself, whose interest does this serve? Hello, everybody. So I may have been given a lot of people a surprise today. Let me start up by apologizing to everybody's trust I abused. Apologize to my parents for saying I had an interview without specifying it was for, quote, most wanted. I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had a personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably most certainly do need to go to the ER, but can hardly call that not a self-inflicted status. I apologize to all the people I traveled next to, all the workers who handled my luggage, and all the non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. I apologize to everybody who was abused or before this, to all those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all who may still suffer regardless of success or failure. I don't expect forgiveness, but if I could have seen any other way to get this close, I would have taken it. Again, my sincerest apologies. On to why I did any of this. I'm a citizen of the U.S. What my representatives do reflects on me. And I'm no longer willing to permit a pedo, grape, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. While I'm discussing this, I'll go over my expected rules of engagement. What the fuck? Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel, they are targets prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service, they are only if necessary. Hotel, not. Capitol Police, same as hotel. National Guard, same as hotel. Hotel, not. Hotel employees, he said, guests, not targets. In order to minimize, I will be using buckshot rather than slugs. Rebuttal objections. Objection 1. As a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. Rebuttal. Turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. I'm not the person in a detention camp. I'm not the fisherman executed without a trial. I'm not a school kid or a child starved or a teenage girl being abused by men and criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It is the complicity in the oppressor's crimes. That's very true. That's literally, from the Bible. When Jesus did the woe to you hypocrites, he wasn't turning the other cheek on them. He was saying, like, you're abusing these people. You are whitewashed tombs, and you're telling people what to do while you yourself are filthy on the inside, and you abide by none of it. So that's why, and a lot of people fucking, I think miss that Jesus stood up for the oppressed. He didn't oppress the oppressors or help the oppressors to oppress the oppressed. That's what I mean. Objection 2 is this is not a convenient time for you to do this. Whatever. Some of this stuff. Hold on. Objection 5. Yield unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Rebuttal. The United States is ruled by the law, not by anyone or several people. Insofar as representatives and judges do not follow the law, no one is required to yield them anything so unlawfully ordered. Yeah, they don't. And then he thanks a bunch of people and then says, sincerely, Cole, quote, cold force, quote, friendly federal, whatever, Allen. That's weird in itself. Like, I don't know. This whole manifesto that the Post printed, when the fuck did they print this? Hold on. Because, again, this stuff is coming so quick. It just seems suspect. When did this go to print? 11:30 this morning. Within what, 12 hours? There used to be some kind of like journalistic integrity where they wanted to vet shit, and now it's like a race to get clicks, which I think is very detrimental to so many people, because with everybody working 7 days a week now, so you could just afford 1 gallon of gas, not everybody's tuned in 24 hours a day, and they're going off the first thing you said. And I know you got to race to get that money, but maybe a better system should be devised. I don't know. I don't trust corporate media. Anyway, so there's that. What's up, Gma? Wait, who are you talking to smoking? Too big to fail isn't a capitalist free market. Yeah. Nonviolent resistance is performance. That's true. Well, if you just look, again, this is why I love history. Okay? Because if you look at throughout history, what really changed things wasn't, signs on the sidewalk. And this is just history. I'm just saying, like, history. The stuff that I, can actually read about because it's very fascinating to me. I can't read those, like, love novels where Fabio's on the cover. I can't read, like, Michael Crichton stuff. I don't know. I need, like, the factual history of stuff. That's what fascinates me. Okay. I don't want to get into some of the other stuff that I had lined up, because if you guys haven't seen some of this Russell Brand stuff, it's fucking nuts. We're going to do that tomorrow. And we'll dive more into this because within 24 hours, all the news will have changed and everything is, going to be cuckoo. I'm sure by 24 hours from now, they will have started building on the ballroom again.
All of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the
What's up, Primal?
attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
Yep. You guys have heard the military. I know there's a war going on, but they are making their voices loud and clear. They're demanding the Epstein Memorial Ballroom. And just when you thought, wow, that's just really crazy how many people got good camera footage. They weren't shaking. They didn't seem scared at all. They got everybody on camera, all the important people. They got everyone. Just when you thought that was weird, man, you never heard Dana White be in one of these tragic American situations and be like, I stood up and breathed all this experience in. It was fucking awesome. Listen to Dana White. What a douche turd.
Guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!"
They were screaming, get down. They came in with pew-pews. They were screaming to get down, and what did Dana White do?
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome.
He didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. First time me and Dana White agree on something. I just concur when he said that was fucking awesome. That's not my thoughts. I'm just saying, Dana, you're right on that. But I would, get down, buddy. Care for your life. Interesting take, Dana White. It's just like, man, they came in screaming, get down. I did the opposite. Stood up, started doing jumping jacks, hollering them right here. Said, this is fucking awesome. Oh, man. What a strong boy.
They were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in. And
I took every... when these tragic American events happen multiple times a weekend, people are usually interviewed after, like many other people in this, and they were all like, that was fucking awesome. I can't believe this, man. Trying to take it all in. Really trying to be in the moment there. Does this guy got brain damage too? He's probably got a concussion or something. Probably got a concussion. What's up, Jeff? It was a setup. They knew it was going to happen because they planned it. Star Charlie. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people are saying it was a setup because I need a ballroom and the judge told me no and I don't listen to judges. A lot of people are saying a lot of things, and I'm just trying to take it all in, man. I'm trying to treat it like goddamn Dana White at that tragic event.
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in. And
I'm just trying to treat everything that's coming at me in the news right now like Dana White. I'm saying this is fucking awesome. I'm just trying to take every minute of it in, you know? When they show RFK running away from his wife and leaving her in danger, when they show Kash Patel using his 360-degree vision to have his head up and just scan the room, when they show Stephen Miller running, or was he hiding behind using human shields, when they showed Donald Trump collapse onto the ground and leave his wife behind. Like, I feel, that's why I was like, I relate to Dana White, and I never relate to Dana White, but when I'm watching all these videos, I'm like,
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in. And
like, I was saying that in my head earlier. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I'm trying to take every minute of this in, you know? How many times do you get to see the president fall down on his fucking fat knees? You know what I mean? Look at this. He fell down. He didn't stand up and go fight. You know? I felt like Dana White. I was like, this is fucking awesome. This fucking dude. Yo. And that's what I thought. I was like, if this was real, they'd be in real trouble, man. This was like, I don't know. But how can you not watch all these dudes, you know, leaving their wives, fucking running away? There's RFK. There's his little gray hair. There's his wife going, don't forget about me. Here's Kash Patel. He's scanning the whole room. His eyes are going, beep. Oh yeah, I forgot I had that up for you. The other thing is Mary Trump said that. So weird, Donald didn't stand up. That's his niece. Asked for his shoes and defiantly raised his fist and say, fight. And then she wrote a great article. I'm not going to read this right now, but how Donald hasn't been there in 15 years. How the press is just being complicit with this fucking regime. And when you hear people, when the Democrats and all these people, especially the Democrats, start saying we gotta condemn this. There should be, you know, like, oh, it's the language or anybody going after his son. Just remember, Donald Trump has said all this about fucking us citizens, the people he's supposed to represent. Okay, so like, I don't want to hear the fucking language talk thing. It's just like when MAGA comes in here. And they're like, oh, you're speaking inappropriately. It's like, quiet, piggy. Like, bro, if there's one person that's really fucking responsible and should be accountable for the fucking absolute disgusting behavior threatened a whole civilization. You know what I mean? Remember when he tweeted he's going to wipe out a civilization? So, just remember, ask yourself, who does this serve? When the Democrats start saying, we must condemn all of this. We must. You don't even know what the fuck happened. What do you mean? Condemn what? Condemn what? They're telling you anyone outside the controlled opposition should not be trusted. Whose interest does this serve? Say racist shit, you get banned. 100%. Does somebody say it? Good. Get them out of here. Hey, what's up, little Scorpion Queen? Get them the out of here. What's up, Shy Pixie? Carpe JK DM says all the world's a biblical prophetic stage. I would say to all the people who think Trump's ordained by God, I would say I agree with you. He's ordained by God to draw out the heathens and put a red hat on them, the mark of the beast. He marked them with his red hat so we can identify them, so we know who will not be raptured. What's with the list of truths behind you? Because there's a lot of people like calling out the dangerous and violent rhetoric, and it's like, dude, there's only one fucking president who's calling for like extinctions of civilization, who's calling everybody this shit, you know, who's threatening everybody all the time. So I just want to remind you that when you're reading, hearing, watching the news, I want you to think, whose interest does this serve? Does this further our interests? the people of this country, the citizenry, or does it further the elite's interest? Does it get them that ballroom? Does it get them fucking tighter security on anybody they deem a threat? Not that just if they don't like a protest. You weren't on the sidewalk. Yeah, no protest is. The Boston fucking Tea Party wasn't done on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll do this. What day is tomorrow? I don't know what day tomorrow is. We'll do this tomorrow. Is tomorrow Monday? Fuck. I'm just out of my head. And treat the like button as you would a Twatsy's face. Hit it. Hit it. Na 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 na. Hit it. Na 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 na. Here comes the hot stepper. Yo, I want to crank that right now. Aini Kamosi. It's a fucking good song. This is a good song. Oh, and that's what I was going to do. Tell you guys about the Russell Brand. If you haven't watched Russell Brand and Piers Morgan, don't worry. I have all the clips. Russell Brand might have told you, he might have exposed himself, and he definitely exposed himself as a fraud, but maybe more than that. Maybe he had his, what's that guy's name, Jimmy Savile moment on, what's his name, Pierce the Morgan. We don't ban unless, that's true. Rob the hot stepper. Dropped a new song. Okay, I'll try to check it out. I am trying to catch up on life right now. And I'm very, very, very behind. Very behind. I'm doing opposite schedules of work at multiple jobs. So I work really early in the morning and then I work overnight. So I just become this weird vampiric entertainment piece late in the week. America, the lyrical gangsta. Oh, you know that song, Shy Pixie. Go throw it on. Oh, what's up, Bob? Good to see you. Yeah, I got that in my playlist too. Everybody should have that in their playlist. I've seen people get banned without using slurs. We put those people in timeouts. Because if you've proven your brain is broken, we have no fucking oath to ensure that you can keep slop hogging the chat. You know what I mean? People forget. People are so entitled. And just from doing a live stream, I've really come to understand how entitled Americans are. Where they're like, take off your hat. Why don't you answer me? It's like, I don't know. Because I've been doing this show for fucking 2 years. And I don't fucking listen to hogs. That's why. Why don't you fucking come correct? You know? Say please once in a while. You goddamn privileged brats. Miss the Japanese teeth growing. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, if they start... Well, what was the treatment I was reading about the other day? What did China have? China had cured, was it the diabetes? I forget. I was listening to this fucking dude talking about how they think they might have cured diabetes, and I thought, oh, God, that will never come to America. But yeah, I miss the times where we could just not talk about the fucking president raining fucking oppression on the people all day long. Like, that's all they're doing. They're trying to accelerate a fucking tech oligarchy. Show us your head. Yeah, smoknblondie. Those people come in here. Because I call Tim Pool bald. Because he is. He's a bald bitch. It makes him very insecure. That's not my problem, you know. I'm just calling it like I see it. I need to catch up on the news. No money in cures. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, Pritchard's #1 fan. Appreciate the gifts. Okay, guys. I gotta go. But I love chatting with you. I love getting to see you. That's why... it's Sunday. I didn't even realize it was Sunday. It's Sunday. So I wasn't even supposed to be here today, man. No, but that huge news story. We ought to cover that. Plus, I promise you, this Russell Brand stuff is so fucking nuts. It's so nuts. And I want to play all that audio for you tomorrow. I'm not even going to sully the waters with this, whatever this thing was. I just want to play Russell Brand's. I want to fully deep dive into the fucking narcissistic cesspool that is Russell Brand's underhat. That's what I want to do. No money in cures. Barry Bonds asterisk in the U.S. Truth. And I wish we had time to talk about it, but when, civilization in America is collapsing, I find that more pressing. I find it a little more pressing to wake people up and to get people to understand that this is a class war. No matter what you think you have differences with immigrants, I promise you, they, just like you, want shelter, food, and healthcare. Rich people, the elites in this country, the greed-filled, the ones that are hoarding all the wealth and resources and stuff, they have all their needs met. They don't care about egg cost or gas costs, okay? They just want to figure out how to consolidate and keep their power. And that's what I'm trying to turn you on to, man. Turn on, tune in, and tune in. Turn on, don't scroll by, and click like. We got to get a Timothy Leary for now, you know? Timothy Leary's old turn on, tune in, tune out, or whatever he said. Turn up, turn acid, and turn over, or something. Timothy Leary said something like that. Wake them up before I go. Oh, don't get that stuck in my head, Shy Pixie. We got to wake them up before we go. Okay, guys. Oh, what's up, your neighbor Rob? Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody stopping by. Much love, much respect. Get some rest. Have a day like Dana White had a night, you know? Just fucking stand up, say, this is fucking awesome, and take it all in. That's what Dana White literally said about last night. You know, you think of these very American tragic events, and I think that's the first time I heard anybody in the history of fucking life be like, yeah, I was at one of those wild mass bang-bangs. And they were running in saying, everybody get down. And I stood up, said, this is fucking awesome, and took it all in. Like, you're either a psychopath or something's not right with what happened last night. But that's just my thoughts. You have your thoughts. Tune in, turn on, drop out. That's right. So we got to do something like that. But click on, click like, click subscribe. No, that doesn't work. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Read a book today. Take some time to read. Okay? It does your body good. Why don't we have fucking ads like that? Like the milk, big cartel of milk would put fucking celebrities in a milk mustache, which was fucking hilarious. If you missed that, it was hilarious. And then they would say, drink milk because it does your body good. Why don't we have, that's what I want to do. I want to start doing, read a book. It does your body good. You know? Joe Rogan. Can't stand that Rogan. Oh, by the way, if you want something delicious to listen to, Zach Galifianakis just did an interview on The Good Place, The Good People. It's like an hour and a half interview. It's so great. I love Zach, but he has keen insights, and he's promoting his new gardening show. This is a gardening show, which is great. You know, Zach Galifianakis, gardening, great show. But his interview is really interesting because he doesn't call out Joe Rogan by name, but he's like, what the fuck? It's Zach Galifianakis. Lovable Zach is like, what's up with comics thinking they're like professionals and fucking scientists and thinking they're these brilliant fucking minds now? He's like, when I was growing up, comics were just that, comics. But again, Joe Rogan's not a comic. He's a fucking know-it-all, a narcissistic, thin-skinned know-it-all. But it was such a brilliant point by Zach Galifianakis. Maybe I'll play the clip for you tomorrow. I'll go search the clip because it is a long interview. And I'll find that where he's calling out Joe Rogan and Theo Von and Andrew Schultz and all these people who are now like, you know, experts in everything. That's what he said. He's like, what's up with comics being experts in everything? He's like, they get a podcast and all of a sudden they're all experts and you should always listen to them. And they do it under the guise of like, I'm just a bro asking questions. But if you challenge their authority, you're fucking out of the cult. And I thought it was so poignant and so fucking amazing to hear Zach Galifianakis say that. Because I've been saying it for fucking ever. Okay, guys. I love you. And subscribe. Join me tomorrow. And go listen to Aini Kamosi. Here comes the hot stepper. Do yourself a favor. Peace.